I was speaking with a young woman the other day, and although her story was unique to her, there was a theme that I've been hearing so often recently. She mentioned that she was struggling with her mental health and that her current feelings of loneliness and pain seemed to be making it worse. Yet she was looking for answers from people, but she said everyone was telling her, no pain, no gain, or this pain will make you stronger. She seemed distressed and asked me, what's wrong with me? Why do these new painful events make me feel worse? And why is my mental health getting worse? The truth is, there's nothing wrong with her or anyone else who feels this way. The idea that pain makes us stronger has been used in society to inspire and motivate people to overcome challenges for so long. While the idea that pain builds strength can sometimes be true for some people facing some challenges, it isn't a universal truth. And it certainly isn't when we're looking at chronic exposure to pain and suffering that often make one's mental state worse. This is especially true for young people who are already often struggling with loneliness and trauma. Constant exposure to pain and suffering can actually have a negative impact on a person's mental health and can lead to chronic stress, anxiety, and a worsening of pre-existing or unknown mental health issues. Instead of building resilience, long periods of pain and isolation can actually rewire the brain to focus on feelings of fear and sadness and make the situation so much worse. And loneliness has become such a common theme among young people today. Despite being more digitally connected, many young people feel isolated and disconnected from their friends and their peers. It's often said that this current generation of youth is the loneliest generation alive. Then, of course, there's academic expectations, work expectations, social media comparisons, and the uncertainty of the future. All these things can add to this overwhelming sense of loneliness and a strain on the mental health of young people. It's interesting because neuroscience studies have shown us a clear connection between pain, fear, and how the brain responds. The amygdala is part of the brain's limbic system and plays an important role in processing emotional memories and how we respond to threats. What we found is that constant exposure to pain and trauma can lead to an overactive amygdala, which becomes oversensitive to stressors and potential risks. This person begins to have a heightened response to stress, and this adds to the loneliness and mental strain the person's already experiencing. So then what's the solution? There's many parts to mental recovery. Some include counseling, therapy, and sometimes medications. But there's another part that this young woman brought up. It's called resetting the amygdala in the brain. This can be done by exposing people to peaceful and non-threatening environments for periods of time. This gives that amygdala a chance to rest, recover, and reset back to normal. The amount of time needed for each person is different, but this can be the time where people also choose to make some permanent stress-relieving changes in their life. They decide what really is worth it in their life and what should they avoid. Having a safe and supportive environment and taking a break from certain stressors is not a sign of weakness. On the contrary, it shows an inner strength for people to assess their own needs and take action to help themselves. If you've been feeling overwhelmed by expectations, stressors, and pain, be courageous enough to prioritize your own self-care. Take a step back from the expectations and stressors put on you by others and society. Allow yourself the time needed for healing and growth. If necessary, seek therapy, connect with supportive friends and family, and engage in other self-care activities to also aid in your recovery. Knowing that taking care of yourself is not a luxury, but a fundamental need on your path to a healthier and happier life.